Hi, and welcome to the Experience Podcast. If you are new here, make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification button because we go live every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Costa Rica time. And also, just want you to let you know that to stick around till the end of the video, I'm going to be making an offer for one person that is I'm not sure yet, but I think I'm going to make an offer for only one person. Um, so yeah, stick around. Also, make sure that you check out the description. There is a lot of events that are happening pretty much every day of the week. Uh, in the links below. So literally from uh, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, we have events coming up, and also there will be an event April 27th for offgriddreamlife.com that you can buy yourself a spot on Grace 2, which is a 50-acre property that we're developing and planting over 1,000 trees this over the next couple months, as well as, and maybe just go ahead and introduce yourself, and then I don't know, yeah. But make sure you look in the description because there's a lot of transformational events that are in the description. And I am very honored and grateful to be here with Neal, and I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Yeah, my name is Neal, and I'm a multi-dimensional, infinite spiritual being expressing through a human body. I'm a child of God the Father, and I'm a member of the body of Christ. And where I am right now in this present moment is in a regenerative village, like Dennis is speaking to, that is literally available to, first of all, donate and contribute to the expansion of not only this village but to other villages. So that's one option. And then, second of all, filling out a visitor application to come and visit and spend some time and see if we're shitheads, or see if you're a shithead, or see if you like us, or see if we like you, and if we're a fit and we actually are moving in the same direction, if we're actually um, literally on purpose, being regenerative, growing our own food, eating the food that we're growing. Um, this is this is what life looks like in the life of Neal's daily experience in this physical vessel, and this is available to you. And if you're moving in that direction, reach out to me via Snapchat, via email, and send me a message that says natural balance. And when you send me this, we'll have a conversation, and this will be done by a phone call, and we'll see where to go from that conversation. And I so that's another option, like literally being a visitor in one of these villages. So another thing, I host Natural Balance Masterclass. What is Natural Balance Masterclass? It's natural balance is a global movement that's coming through the hearts and minds of the people. Natural balance is what happens when you stop doing and you start being, and then you listen, and then you actually listen. So you just take a moment to listen, and then once you've heard, you take an action from the listening that you've heard. And this is your difference. This is your gift that is unique to you. And We're all one, and that difference is what is going to be in service in your life, and it is the thing that is what has you be a member and a contribution in other people's lives. And Natural Balance Masterclass is for team focused people that are oriented towards nurturing balance and cooperation inside of themselves. And if you're not interested in nurturing balance and cooperation inside of yourself, you definitely don't want to show up at Natural Balance Masterclass. And additionally, what are some things we might do at Natural Balance Masterclass? One of the things is networking. So connecting with other people. This can be global and it can be also nearby. So this can be people from other countries because Natural Balance Masterclass is on the Zoom platform. So it doesn't matter where you're at if you have access to a device where you can access the Zoom application. And so networking, connecting with other people. Something else we might do on Natural Balance Masterclass is breakthroughs, having shifts in perspective, having literally shattering opinions, literally shattering expectations, shattering and letting go of the my truths, because the my truths are a fabrication. And there's my truth and then there's the truth. So we may do breakthroughs in Natural Balance Masterclass. And another thing that we may do in Natural Balance Masterclass is make offers. So all the participants that show up have an opportunity to make offers, which is expressing your gift in the form of an offer. So giving and receiving offers in Natural Balance Masterclass, where you'll be able to go, hey, I got this thing going on. I got this physical event happening in like 3 months. And if you want to show up, just message me directly and we'll talk. And it's going to be an epic event. Like there's you can invite your friends. And so in Natural Balance Masterclass, there's an opportunity to give and receive offers. And that Zoom link is in the description. And now in this moment, right now, why right now? Why not somewhere else?
Because the now is the only thing that exists.
Yep. And
actually, the now that just exists, it doesn't exist anymore. So
correct.
it's this ever. It's these. It's about all the moments that are after the next moment. And it's really not even after the next moment. It's just a moment, and then there's a moment, the moment, 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 moment. So there is no time.
Yeah, and judgment is when we bring a past experience into the present moment, and we discern if something's good or bad. We discern if something's or not discern, but in judgment, it would be having um, a hierarchical look at things and determining that one is better than the other. So there's like this good and bad dynamic with judgment. And usually judgment is geared toward the bad and kind of has like a negative connotation towards it and with it. And when a person is in judgment and they're talking about a thing, it's like you can feel the judgment of the energy that's coming from the person. And because of this, judgment kind of like, it doesn't even kind of, but when in judgment, it literally like stops forward progression, growth, expansion, and we can only grow to the degree that we surrender our judgment, and we're all one, and the only thing we can ever judge is ourselves. Uh, whoa, how can you say you can only ever judge yourself?
Because if you spot it, you got it.
Yes.
If it appears outside of yourself, and if you get triggered by anything, or if you see something that you think you're right about, that you are, so if there's anything outside of you that that makes you feel a certain way, that's because there's actually shit in you, and it's time to take a shit. Like, you got to do the do. You got to do it. You got to do it. Just do it. So if you spot it, you got it. So it's also being 100% responsible. And there was a time when I thought that responsibility was going through life and, you know, paying the bills and following what my teachers, preachers, parents, and all those people told me to do. Like, I thought that was a responsible thing to do. Well, actually, what responsible is looking at life through the lens of I am responsible for everything that's around me, like everything. And if there's something that's going back to those things that are coming up within, like if you see something outside of yourself, that's because there's something in there, and that is being responsible for what's going on in here and actually rewinding the clock in the illusion of time, going back to that childhood trauma or whatever the fuck it is, and finding it and healing it, and then go moving forward in peace, love, and joy. So, and this is an invitation. I'm going to offer that exact recipe to whoever is watching this. I will offer this, and this is worth over $1,000. Like, this literally has the potential to for your life to take a turn in a direction, into the direction of peace, love, joy, and transformation in a way that was not possible before this offer that I'm offering you. And I'm offering you this $1,000 offer for free. And you can reach out to me on Facebook. That link will be in the description. And so if you're going through anything, if you feel stuck, make sure that you reach out to me on Facebook, and we'll set up a 30-minute call. And if it takes longer than that, I will be open to do that as well. But judgment. I kind of took the.
Yeah, it's so perfect because you spoke to healing.
Yeah.
And how healing starts is you got to accept that there's something unhealed. But what is there to heal if you think everything's healed? So you gotta like look at yourself, like actually like introspect, like look within and go, hey, there's something unhealed here. And I accept that there's an unhealed part here. So because of that acceptance, I can now be in a neutral space about it. Maybe there's still some judgment in there, but generally when we accept that there's something unhealed, that is like literally the foundation of the healing process. And then from there, it's you can change the context and uh, take other initiative. But essentially, you have judgment, which is an unhealed thing in you, and you accept that, and now you're already on the path of healing the judgment. And then so then once you're in acceptance, you can actually be present to God in the movement of the present moment. Because I think, and I used to think, like when you experience God, it's like this stationary experience where it's like you're here, or I would be here as Neal in this physical body, and then God would be there stationary, and we'd be like looking at each other, like greeting each other, like, hey, hey, like what up? Like kind of this stationary um, material view of an interaction. And I don't view it like that now. I view it like when you're in acceptance and you release judgment, you actually can. Acceptance is like neutrality. So you become present, you become neutral, and then you can actually start to and begin experiencing God in the movement of the present moment. Just as like what's happening around you, it's like, wow, I was just thinking that, and now that literally what I was thinking just showed up in my physical reality. Or having somebody say something that was exactly the thing you needed to hear in the moment. Um, Being present to God in the movement of the moment through acceptance.
Mm. You mentioned context and changing one's context. And you mentioned how you used to see God being out there and you being here and be like, hey, what up? Um, like, can you give an example of what you did to change that context of seeing God at a distance and being like a deer? From what I heard, it was almost as if like you were a deer in headlights and be like, hey, and then there was no movement in the moment.
Well, there's definitely was movement in the moment, but it was just like it was an experience of separation, and what
Okay.
I'm experiencing now is an experience of connection.
Mm.
Uh, so, I does that answer your question?
So what changed and
Yes.
what was the context? What did you do to change the context of that? Of having God being out there and not God being like you experiencing God in every moment.
Right. Many things like um, I don't even know where to start. Like it's not just one thing; it's a plethora of things together. And one of the main things is literally traveling, getting getting out from where you're usually located at, getting outside of that location and literally just visiting a new location. Um, Going from being in your home for like months on end to going to being in a park for like 8 hours, getting surrounded by nature. That's a new environment. And it starts to create a different context. So like literally just physically changing my location and then expanding that, um, visiting like the Great Lakes, like visiting Lake Michigan, like all these different places, traveling to Wisconsin, traveling to Florida, traveling to Utah. It starts to bring perspective that changes context of um, what it needs to look like. It gives you larger perspective. Um, and there's like so many things like I like how much do we want to go into it?
Well, what I'm my intention with these questions
Mm-hmm.
is for the people that are on the Zoom link in the moment with the events that are in the description. A beautiful way that you can change the context of where you're coming from. And the context is like the background story. It's like when you look at an iceberg, the iceberg is actually underneath the water. And that's what the context is to what you're seeing with your eyes. Like it's the subconscious. It's the thing that's running the machine. It's the program. So if we want to change the program and you're watching this, there's a lot of events and programs in the description that you can use and show up to change the context, which in turn will completely, and this is only if you choose to show up 100% and participate 100%. Only then does this have the potential to completely alter and transform your life in a way that is beyond your wildest imagination.
Yeah, and it's all programming. It's all BS. It's all bullshit. It's all belief systems. And what is? Well, all of it. All of what? Well, whatever you're thinking about right now. All that program.
How does that make you feel?
So the program is everything that we're constantly eating, and we don't just eat with our mouth. We eat with our ears. We eat with our eyes. We eat with our skin. What are we eating? Information. We're constantly absorbing all this content, and this content produces the story of our life because it's programming. So if we're constantly in the same location, doing similar things, similar activities, that's similar programming, which was producing a similar result. So if you want a different result, it's going to require different programming, different context, uh, possibly digging into the subconscious with some introspection and pulling out some roots and brewing tea with them and transmuting them into something that uh, can be then used as information to uh, plant positively oriented programs in your subconscious that actually orient you towards a destiny and a location that you're actually literally soul oriented to be at. And how you get there is by literally changing the programs. And personally, I think there's not one way to do it. I think everybody has got to discover what way works for them. And for example, some people are visual learners, some people are audio learners, some people can learn much from reading. We all learn, we have our ways that when we learn in the ways that are aligned with our soul and our path, it just clicks and it's expedited. So I'm like in the position that how we navigate this programming, this changing of context is relative, but I do think there are recipes that have high success rates that are worth a go. And that's where I'm standing.
Yeah, like you can put a shark in a little fish bowl and he'll only grow until to 8 inches, and you put him in the ocean, he'll grow 8 feet. So
Different location
yeah,
creates a totally new context.
and if you're living in a concrete jungle, and as an example, I'll use Chicago, and you're driving along the freeway and you see these billboards and they're saying, "Oh, you need to buy this, and you can only go this fast," and you have all these lights, all this stimuli around you. That is creating this uh, energy of consumerism and the program is that whatever you buy or whatever you do, it's never enough. And you're constantly in this mode of survival and fight or flight mode, and changing the context if you want to change your life, and if you're willing to be 100% responsible for it, that may be to book a one-way ticket, to book a one-way plane ticket to somewhere you've never fucking been, and having complete faith in God. And so that's an invitation for radical transformation.
That's radical.
I did that, and I'm not saying that everyone should do that, but I will tell you that it's been very magical.
How so?
Um,
Can you relate the magicalness of it to uh, being present to God in the moment?
yes. So being present to God in the moment,
In the movement of the moment.
in the movement of the moment. So when I booked my flight to Costa Rica, when I landed at the airport for the first time in my life, I didn't have a plan. And I was always doing. And I never really took time for myself. And so when I landed, I actually had the opportunity to be present. And in this presence, things started opening up that would never have opened up had I stayed in the pattern of just doing and always being in that survival mode of fight or flight and trying to survive. So um, it is literally being the bird on the branch and not being scared of the branch, because you know the strength of your wings, and you don't give a fuck about the branch, because if it breaks, who cares? You got wings, and you know that. So there was a confidence and a humility combined with faith, and faith creates inspiration, and from inspiration there's infinite possibilities, and then from there, that's what happened. Like, I literally, you asked how that leap, how I was present to God in the moment. And
the movement
yeah.
of the moment.
So I landed in San Jose, and that same day, like, I drove 4 hours to the Pacific Coast in a taxi cab with someone that the only way I could communicate was through like a couple words, right? And so I didn't know where the fuck I was going. Like, I had a general location, but I had no fucking idea. I had a one-man tent. I had some mosquito netting, and I knew there was supposed to be fruit everywhere. This was supposed to be the land of milk and honey. And I got to the general location, and that's where I found Neal sitting beside the road. And from there, we did some shopping, and literally God just started showing off. Like, we got out at this little beach town. It's not even a town. Like, it's literally a location on the map. It's not a town. It's like one little store right on the Pacific coast. And got out of the taxi, and this guy from Germany, he's like inside his gated house, is this big hostel, and he goes, "Hey," he goes, "where are you guys going?" I said, "I don't know." And so he invited us in, and we spent like 2.5, 3 hours speaking, and like God just opened that door, and I stayed present for, I literally just stayed present. And by me doing that, doors started opening up. And now I'm in this beautiful village co-creating with other co-creators that are manifesting heaven on earth. And, now I see more miracles in a day than I used to in, well, pretty much my whole life. Because then the reason that is because I cleaned off the lens. Like now I'm actually present to the present of the present. And I'm able to see because of me taking a lot of shits. And what I'm speaking of is like the triggers and the things that are emotionally stuck that keep us small. The ego, like keeping us small, keeping us in that fight or flight pattern. So um, now I see the present of the present in every moment. That answer your question?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yes, and
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was kind of long, but you're welcome.
so thank you for being here. And these live streams, we already spoke to this, and I am speaking to this right now in this moment that these live streams are occurring every Wednesday at 3 o'clock p.m. and you're invited. And just know that your time is invaluable. There's no price tag anybody can put on your time. It's it's really what you've got. It's, so how are you going to use it? What are you going to create with it? Are you going to be the programmer of your life, or are you going to be the consumer of somebody else's programs for their life? I don't know. What do you think? Leave a comment. I love you. Peace.